Hello. How y'all doing? Hold on, let me just make sure real quick. How y'all doing over here? Microphone ain't even properly connected. Can y'all hear me better? See, I knew it. I knew as soon as I came on. I said, I bet you the microphone is not connected. Y'all, my name is Taurea Vision Avant, and this is another edition of Hour. Yes, darling, I'm so excited and grateful to be here. Do me a favor, guys, if you can hear me loud and clear and you're watching us on the live, just go ahead and put your city and state in the chat. Let us know where you're chiming in from. I am all the way live from Atlanta, Georgia, darling. And so I'm so grateful. Today is Wednesday, December the 4th. What in the world? It is already the end of the year. Where did 2024 go? And so do me a favor. I want to know in the chat, what is one big thing that you accomplished this year if you're watching us on any streaming platform? And let's also shout out E360 TV and Trajectory Network. Is where we stream every single Wednesday and Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Darling, all you have to do is go to E360 TV to get access to our streaming platform. Let me put it up on the screen. E360 TV is all you got to do. Go to E360 TV, download the app. We're also streaming on Amazon Fire, Roku, Facebook TV, Apple TV, Android TV, all of the TVs. Okay. All you got to do though is you literally can go and search for e360tv.com, and that is how you can find the network. And we are on Trajectory Network. Now, I just want to let y'all know I'm just grateful and excited because we're going to be launching our own network in just a few. Okay. And we're going to be looking for shows that can actually be a part of our network. And we just have so many different things that we're putting out there, guys. I'm just here to let you know. I'm just really, really excited about what it is that we're going to be doing for 2025. Now, I ain't even going to lie, y'all. Right now, if y'all can see what's going on over here in the studio, it looks like a warehouse. Because, baby, we got boxes on boxes on boxes all over the place. We've got awards, we've got plaques, we've got medals. We've just got a lot of stuff going on because in a matter of days, we're going to be having the Author All-Stars Dinner Awards ceremony. This is why I look like, honestly, y'all, I barely got makeup on. Can we keep it real funky? Listen, I looked up, it said it was 5 minutes till the show. I said, Lord, I ain't even got no makeup on. I put a little eyeliner on, a little bit of foundation. But child, listen, I've been running around all over Georgia, all over the place. Let me see who's here in the chat, though. Okay, let me see who is here in the chat. I'm excited about our show too. We got an incredible show today. We've got none other than the Daria Rosen, who's going to be talking to us, guys, about perimenopause. Okay, do y'all know about perimenopause? Other than the Daria. Hello, Instagram. How y'all doing? Y'all know about perimenopause? If you don't know about it, child, we're going to talk to you about it today, okay? And so we're going to do a special show for this edition with Daria. And what we're going to be doing, guys, is we're not only going to just be playing her actual power talk that she did at last year's Author All-Stars, but we're also going, check this, to be playing her Life of an Entrepreneur series. Her docu-series, right? So y'all, let me get it together. I'm gonna get it together. I'm just trying to tag everybody in the Facebook group. All right, so we're gonna be airing that as well. Okay, so we have a double show, and then we have an edition of As Real as It Gets with me and my sister. We are talking about something I think might be interesting for you guys to check out. So anyways, good evening for those watching. Hello, Latanya Kelly. How you doing, love? Yes. You said you're going through it right now. Ooh. Look, let me tell you something. Girl, I see you. Because, baby, they didn't tell me nothing about these night sweats. How many of y'all know about them night sweats? When you be sleeping, minding your business, and you wake up and it is wet. Though your whole body is sweating. And you like, what in the world, right? And so, yeah, that's been like what I've been, can't sleep, fog brain. These are all the things that I've been hearing is what perimenopause is all about. So we're going to be talking about that today. And then we just got some great stuff, great content, great content, great content. So again, guys, if you're watching this on any of our streaming platforms, YouTube, Facebook, tag somebody, give us a thumbs up, drop a comment, do all those things. And let's go ahead and get into Daria Rosen. We're going to first start off with her power talk. Let's go.
Okay.
Everybody get on your feet.
Thank you.
Yes,
So I told Karen before we came in, yesterday she told us to pivot and shift. I'm still going to talk about Perimenopause Unveiled, embracing the change, but there was something that was laid upon my heart this morning. We have pastors here who have prayed us out. I'm going to pray us in, but I'm going to pray us in through a song. This song is for all of you who are speaking today. This song is for all of you who spoke yesterday. Oh, it's not working?
It's both.
Oh, okay. And it's for all of you who are here because you want more. And we have a God who gives us gifts more than we ever ask. So, have thine own way, Lord. Have thine own way. Thou art the potter. I am the clay. Mold me and make me after thy will, while I am waiting, yielded and still. Okay. So perimenopause. I start with this because this is the most obvious symptom that people see. But what I want to know is how many of you have been in a building and you've been warm when it appears that others are not? Okay. And if it hasn't been you, you might have been with someone who was warm. So, today, I have 2 books. I have a question. Who in here is either going through perimenopause or has a dear friend who's suffering from perimenopause? You held your hand up first. And I saw you. I saw her. Okay, so give me a few moments. And as you heard last night, we were in the VIP section, and those women poured into us. One of the questions that I asked was, of Sarah, high energy, high income. I said, what about people who are more low-key? I'm not one of those ones, not typically. And she said, be yourself. So, I'm going to be myself. So, at 18, I went to a well-known private university on full academic scholarship. By 19, I I had a .1 GPA, .01, and I was on academic disqualification. So I decided I was going to go to work in the corporate world. In my 20s, a director said to me, "You're not going to end up as anything other than a clerk at Mervyn's." Mervyn's is a store combination between Walmart and Target. A few years later, a vice president said, "Daria doesn't have a mind of her own." Now, those of you who know me know that that is far from the truth. I do have a mind of my own. Fast forward almost 20 years later, I had an executive MBA in management. I was a corporate leader. And there was a young man who convinced me that I did not want to climb the corporate ladder and that I wanted to marry him. So I did. 4 months after we said I do, I started having pains. I started having these terrible symptoms. I went to the doctor, and the doctor said, "You need a hysterectomy." I said, "I am an only child of a father who has been dying to have a grandchild. I am a new wife of a man who's been praying to be a father since he was a child. A hysterectomy is not an option." So I began to research alternative treatments, alternative things. And I found something. And the man said, "Do you want to not have surgery?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't want to have surgery." He said, "Change your diet." And I did. And let me tell you, it went from going to the doctor every month in excruciating pain to not having to go back to the doctor for many, many months. So I'm like, oh, this works. And I did for several years. But you know, the pains came back, and they came roaring back with a vengeance. And I went back to the doctor, and he said, "Daria, you've held this off long enough. You have to have a hysterectomy." Excuse me. So, we went to the doctor, a different doctor, a specialist. He said, "I have to do 11 procedures in this surgery due to endometriosis." My father looked at that doctor and said, "Is she going to die?" And he said, "She very well could." He said to me, "I would rather have you than a grandchild that I don't know." My husband, who has wanted to be a father, said to me, "God picked you for me. I would rather have you as a wife than a child that we don't have." So I had the surgery, and I will tell you, I felt like a broken woman. Not that I didn't feel that I was lesser of a woman, but I just felt broken because I felt that I let down those who loved me most, even though everybody was cool except me. But during this whole process with the endometriosis, there were still, I'm getting older, of course, so the perimenopause symptoms were in there. And so I started asking other women, "Did anybody tell you about perimenopause?" And they'd say, "No." "Did anybody tell you when you were 10, 9, 8 that you were going to have a cycle?" "Yeah." So it became my vision to, wait a minute, if we're not talking about this, because 73% of women have symptoms that they don't manage. They don't manage because of fear. Ooh, it might be something wrong. Or, I don't know what this is, and, it'll go away. As I said, for those of you who were yesterday, if we are given the gift of life, change is going to come. So is it okay if I give you 3 tips, 3 areas about perimenopause this afternoon? Okay. The first one, manage your sleep hygiene. Now, when I say hygiene, what do you think of? You think your body, you think of showers and those type of things. But let me tell you this. Tim Detter said that sleep is the golden chain that binds our body and our health together. We take sleep for granted. We take it for granted. Now, okay, participation. How many of you have an automobile, have ridden in an automobile, or know somebody who has an automobile? That's right. Okay, so imagine your car. Yesterday we heard about lights coming on. We heard about cars that had squeaky noises. When your car does those kind of things, you take it to the shop and you tell the mechanics, here's my list of things that are wrong. And they say, we can fix that. Okay. They take it, they call you back and say, your car is ready. You go back, you whip out your credit card to get your beloved vehicle, and they say, oh, by the way, we only fixed 50% of this problem. We fixed 20% of this problem. We only fixed 5% of this one. And you say, that's okay. Here's my credit card. I need my car. How many of you would pay for that repair? No. Thank you. Guess what? When we don't get our rest, that is what we are doing to our bodies. We are running on vehicles that are not fully repaired. Because when we sleep, all of those systems, that's when they get the chance to say, you abuse me during the day, but I'm going to fix it up at night. That's what we're doing. So I know you've heard about getting a certain amount of hours. You've heard all kinds of things. The one thing that I want is to just get yourself on a regular schedule. Your body will start to know, oh, it's 9 o'clock. I'm tired. I will go to sleep. When you say, well, tonight it's 9, tomorrow it's 7, the next night is 1, your body doesn't know what's going on. So get yourself on a regular routine. That will help your body repair. So for you techies who have Windows computers, who know about defragging, that defragging it's got all the little pixels all over the place. That's like your brain at night. It takes and it defrags. And you wonder why we have memory fog. Because you have pixels on the left that should be on the right. So, so if of anything, get yourself on a schedule. The second, mood swings. Anybody in here have mood swings? Okay. So perimenopause is not a time to abuse those mood swings, because we are not an island. We live with people. We work with people. But so what I want to say to those of you who haven't gone through it, or for those of you who are managers in offices where people may be, sometimes those mood swings, there is no control. The person who is smiling one moment may be in tears the next. The person who was laughing may be angry, fussing, cussing, carrying on, and you don't know. So those mood swings, sleep actually helps those mood swings. I'm going to move along quickly. The third, which is probably one of my favorites, I'm going to share a story. Layering is not just for cakes. So with that, we'll get my trusty fan again. Layering is not just for cakes. So think about the busiest road by your shopping center, by your mall, and wherever you live, there's always traffic. This time of year, there's extra traffic. So I want you to imagine, except you don't have to really, but just imagine you're driving down that busy street. I am in the car with my husband, and I said to him, "Do you hear that train?" He looked at me and said, "No." I don't know about you, but the trains don't usually run near the malls. We keep going. We keep walking or driving. I'm like, "Are you sure you don't hear that train? It's getting louder." Nope. I said, "Did you turn on the heat?" No. I took off my coat. We're driving. I took off my sweater. At that point, he looks at me because we are on this busy thoroughfare. People can see into our car. I took off my shirt. He said, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No." This was my first hot flash. If it had been dark outside and I had thought taking off my bra would have helped, I would have thrown it too. So layering is not just for cakes. We need to dress so that if you get warm, you have something to take off. And for if you're like me and you're heavier than you're supposed to be or you were, you know what? The extra weight holds heat. So if you are wearing no layers and you are even heavier, you're in trouble. So my 3 areas of perimenopause. Take care of your sleep hygiene. Monitor those moods. And layering, it is not just for cakes. So I want to know, if you would like to learn more, you or your loved ones would like to learn more about perimenopause, there should be a barcode coming up soon. You can see me and reach me at www.imstillhot.com. And I will share with you a checklist. Remember I said 73% of women don't manage their symptoms. They don't know that some of the things that are going on are perimenopause symptoms. You can download the checklist, and for all of you who are here today, if you download it, and because I'll be able to see, I will give you, since we're at the end of the year, I actually have a goals journal that I am going to gift you in regard. And so it allows you to make goals towards your health, make goals towards your business, all in one. So, I am Daria Rosen. I help women shake the fear, ditch the shame, and embrace the change as they graduate, as we graduate from our reproductive years to the next chapter of life. Thank you. I am Daria Rosen. I help women clear the brain fog, regulate sleep, and address the heat as they go through their perimenopausal years to the next chapter of life. I got started in this field due to my history of not knowing when I went through a season of illness and unusual symptoms. And as I was going through that period, I began to ask other women, did anybody tell you what was going to happen to your body? And the majority of them said no. So the more that I asked and the more that I heard, I realized that we needed to shake the fear, ditch the shame, and embrace the change. And if no one else was going to say anything, then I decided that I would say something. So I wrote a book, Perimenopause, What Your Mother and Girlfriends Did Not Tell You. And my goal is that we as women and the men in our families know what is to come, know what to expect, and we can share, and so on and so on. I overcame a setback in my business even before my business began. I was told that I should write a book, so I did sign up for a book writing course. I did write the book. However, I didn't want to share it. Knowing that others needed to hear was still not enough for me to go boldly. However, I surrounded myself with people who were encouraging, people who would not accept no for an answer. And then I had to do the work and realize that, yes, you are enough. You are the one who should be able to say, other women need to know about perimenopause. So overcoming that setback, first the book. It didn't get written until I was well into my 60s, but it's written. So I share with you today, it does not matter how old you are. It does not matter what the setbacks are. Surround yourself with people who believe in you until you have the confidence to believe in yourself, and then go forth and make a difference in the world. When it is all said and done, I would love to be remembered as someone who was fair, someone who was kind, someone who treats others the way that they would want to be treated, even if they did not deserve it. Because each of us has challenges that others may not know about. And so when we interact with others, we may not know or understand that backstory. They may never have heard or have had someone to respect them. They may never have had someone who believed in them. They may never have heard someone who, in spite of the things that they're doing, treat them with kindness. So that's how I would love to be remembered in the world, no matter what I do in the past, no matter what I do in the future, because those are the things. Businesses come and go, people come and go, but how you treat people, they will remember. My favorite quote was passed down from my grandmother to my mother and my mother to me. And they ask 3 questions. Before speaking, ask yourself, is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? Now you may be thinking, but I have to say it. You can still say what you need to say. You may just need to take a beat and rephrase how you formulate what you say. It's very easy to pop off. It's very easy to be cruel. That is human nature. But it takes a moment to stop and think, because words once uttered can never be retracted. So is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? Has always been my foundation.
Wasn't that phenomenal? Come on, Daria. What an incredible power talk, as well as Making of an Entrepreneur docu-series. These are just two awesome opportunities for you guys to be able to hear from some of our incredible Book Profits Club members. We had a chance to go into Maryland to record that docuseries, and then she did that power talk right in Atlanta, Georgia at our Author All-Stars conference that we had last December. And so I'm so excited because Daria is going to be coming out to Atlanta, Georgia, as well as other authors from all over the country to celebrate at the Author All-Stars conference. Well, listen, y'all. So listen, I got so much work to do. The show going to be a little bit shorter today. Okay. Y'all don't mind? The show is going to be a little bit shorter. But before we do that, I do want to talk to you. We have our segment of the show called As Real as It Gets. And on this segment, we actually had an opportunity where I brought my sister on and we had a conversation. This was my first year intentionally not celebrating Thanksgiving. Also, this will be my first year intentionally not celebrating Christmas. And we kind of had a little conversation about it. Now, every week we're going to talk about different things. And while religion is one of those topics that, we always say like, that's one of the things you should never bring up. We try to do it in the best possible way. But I kind of get tired of us having these restrictions on the things that we should and should not talk about. And I feel like that's what causes so many challenges within the world today, because everybody is so scared and walking on eggshells. And then a lot of times what happens is we just don't even know how to think for ourselves, and we just go with the flow and what the majority does. And so on this segment of As Real as It Gets, the intention is never to ever disrespect anybody. We'll never do that, but we will sometimes have conversations about just different things. And so excited to have my sister on. So we're going to go ahead and get into the segment.
Who run it? Who run it? Who run it? Who run it? Who run it?
All right. So how you doing?
I am doing fine, sis. How are you?
I'm good. So we try to figure out what we was going to talk about today, and I figured I'll let you select. So what are we talking about?
I really think we should talk about the holiday season.
Holiday season.
Yeah.
Okay. So we talk, because I know we just went through what the world calls Thanksgiving, or the United States calls Thanksgiving, and then we have other holiday, Christmas, and all types of stuff that are coming up. So when we talk about the holiday season, what do you want to talk about in regards to it?
Well, the main thing I want to talk about is, do people really understand what they're celebrating, or are they just following the tradition of, what they've been told,
what they've been taught? Yeah. Well, I guess that's a good conversation, because this is actually the first year where I've intentionally not celebrated Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And then also I'm not celebrating Christmas.
Right.
And it's funny because when I shared it to a few people, and I was kind of nervous with sharing it, because it's been a holiday that I find that so many people, it's like one of their favorites, because it's when, like we were talking about, family gets together.
Yep.
And like you said, it's just having an understanding of what they're celebrating. Now, I'm not going to crucify anybody or condemn them for celebrating it, but I have made a conscious decision. And I know you even were talking about this year as far as Thanksgiving. Now we do, of course, everybody, y'all put in the chat how y'all feel about the holidays too. But what are your thoughts about, let's just say, just any one of them? What are your thoughts about celebrating them? Do you celebrate them, or how do they make you feel?
Well, actually, it's always, I was raised Jehovah's Witness, so we didn't grow up celebrating holidays. So I didn't really get into even recognizing or celebrating until I had Zanaya. Because then, incorporating with her father and their side of the family, it's not fair to take those things away from her and those experiences with that side of the family away from her. Yeah. So I started compromising with him, maybe decorating, cooking. We've always cooked and gathered together. But as far as the decoration and things like that, I started that when she was younger. Now, now that she's older, I might put a few little trinkets and things out because she really enjoys it. And I didn't want to take that from her. At her age now, I want her to be able to make that own decision for herself.
Yeah.
But I'm all about gathering together. I'm all about fellowship. I'm all about family. And I just love, that part of it. But as far as what they've taught us and the reason that we're celebrating is just not, I'm not with that.
Yeah. It's true. And it's not to get deep into Bible and stuff, but it's even prophesied that a lot of the stuff that we start to celebrate will be from that of someone changing times, changing dates, and kind of confusing us. And so again, this is not, necessarily that, but you said something too, sis. You talked about, this is a time to get with family and that you also like to entertain.
Yes.
And one thing about you that I do love, especially like even in this situation, because this was, again, the first year intentionally where I didn't celebrate, but I've always never been, I've never been the biggest on celebrating the holiday.
No.
But you always find any kind of event for you to create gatherings.
Yeah.
So we don't have to wait until the holiday for family to come together.
Exactly.
I think that's important as well, for people to know that we don't have to wait for a holiday that was created by, which honestly,
pagan holidays. Let's just go ahead and
Let's rip the Band-Aid off the pagan holidays. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then the more that we even look at these holidays, and I know some people will be like, oh, listen, we're not crucifying nobody. If that is what you want to celebrate, absolutely. And we still love you just the same. But when you look at a lot of these holidays too, it's like everything has become just another way for America to make money.
That's all it is.
Thanksgiving. It's not even about Thanksgiving. It's about Black Friday.
Yep.
Super Saturday, whatever the Saturday is.
Right.
And then it's Cyber Monday or something, isn't it?
Yep, Cyber Monday. It's about the selling out of the turkeys. It's about the selling out of the stuff. It's like the different traditional things.
Overeating.
Yep.
I was watching somebody else talking about the fact that this is the one holiday where we celebrate literally overeating. We will overeat, get full, go to sleep, wake up, eat some more, because I love macaroni cheese, jams, collard greens. I love all that stuff.
I love it all.
And so, you're right, sis. And then even when we look at the other holidays, we just got to be careful because we have to understand, like you said, the reason for the season. We were talking about that.
Yeah.
And whatever your faith is I think it's important for us, especially in these days, that we have a deeper dig into like what we're doing and why we are doing it.
Exactly.
And making it make sense for just us and our family.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
I think so too. That's how I feel.
Yeah, sis. What was it like growing up as a Jehovah's Witness though?
Actually, you don't miss what you don't have or what you don't get. So sometimes I would look and be like, other kids get to celebrate this or celebrate that. But it wasn't really anything that I was missing because it wasn't anything that I was used to.
Yeah.
So I really didn't feel a way, not having it. Yeah. And then they would give us, we'll still, like you said, my grandmother would still cook on Thanksgiving. Our mom would probably still, or our aunts will still try to, give us something around that time, but it wasn't packaged and wrapped up and Christmas tree wasn't all up and all those things. Yeah. So sometimes they would give us things so we wouldn't feel, may I say, like left out. Yeah. But at the end of the day, they take care of us every day. Mm-hmm. So it's supposed to be about you, just living and just being grateful. It's not really about Christ's birthday. Like he wasn't even born on that day if you really go look it up. So it's just really kind of like the way that they put it all together and try to make this story up. It's just like, you know what?
We have been bamboozled.
We have been bamboozled a long time ago. Yeah. And then I remember, it's crazy. I just want to bring this up real quick because it was an episode of Everybody Hate Chris that I watched. So he, one of the older brothers had told Tanya, the youngest sister, that there's no Santa Claus. So their mother was so upset. So Tanya went to school and told everybody there's no Santa Claus. And she was like, girl, you in school breaking dreams, letting people know, that it's telling them the truth is what Tanya was doing. Yeah, right. So it's like you want to keep like everybody covered up. You want to keep them sheltered, but in real actuality, you busting your ass every day to make sure your kids have, You
the one who did all these things. You should get the credit.
You should get the credit.
Not this imaginary made up man that comes from.
You should get the credit. They come on.
Listen.
He come from the North Pole. He come down the chimney.
And we ain't got no chimney. Most of us ain't never had a chimney.
Ain't never had chimney.
Like
You
what?
over here baking cookies, eating off of them, pretending that he ate it.
Yes.
Tooth fairy, just all these things that we try to make it seem like to create, to give kids imagination that when they grow up, they're like, look, I was bamboozled and lied to the whole time.
And that's so funny. This wasn't even on the topic, talking about imagination.
Yeah.
Because kids are already naturally born with imagination.
Exactly.
Then we, as they grow older, we create these false realities.
And mold them.
Like, if we could just let kids just be kids.
Right.
Let them dream the way they want to dream, be who they want to be, and continue to encourage them and say, you can be whatever you want.
I agree.
Instead of saying, this is what it should be like, this is how it is. I just think about a lot of the programming that was done even to myself, not even necessarily just through my parents, but in school and everywhere we go, that makes us believe that a thing should be a thing. And these are the things.
These are the things.
And so, I will say, like you said, like even at my church, well, I did not do anything for Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. And now that I thought about it, I was like, man, I should have. Well, I know you got me some food though, so I'm gonna pull up.
Yeah, you know.
But we did that too. We ate at church. We watched a movie. Yeah. And so that we could still do something on that day. Right. But just also being very careful to what we pray to and who we pray to. And I know even as Jehovah's Witness, just you got to be careful about who you're praying to and everything.
You just gotta be real conscious of it.
Yeah. And so. Well, that's what's up, man. So listen, being conscious and understanding, we are definitely in some days right now where we got to know, like, when we move, like being intentional about
very intentional. Right.
So so I'm excited though. I'm excited about what we got going on over here. As well as it gets. We're gonna have everybody to, of course, send in ideas, whatever they want. But we'll use different hot topics. I mean, it's so much going on in the world.
It's so much going on that we could discuss and talk about.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much.
Me too.
I don't know what much time we got, but I feel like we about good time.
I feel like we did good.
We're gonna be back. We're gonna talk about another edition on As Real as It Gets.
And I can't wait till next time.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am, honey.
Bye.
Who run it? Who run it? Who run it? Who run it? Who run it?
That was fun. So we're going to have more conversations, and it'll always be on different topics, hot topics. It's a conversation I want to talk about too, just like in the dating world today. I was watching a video on YouTube of a YouTuber, and he was having a conversation about intimacy on a first date and how dating today is different. So I want to talk about that too. I want to talk about just being an entrepreneur. I want to talk about everything. We're going to talk about all type of stuff as real as it gets. And so if you guys have any suggestions as well, leave a comment right now if you're watching us on any streaming platform. Just drop a comment. Let us know. We'll bring up these topics. If you have a question you want to ask, we'll answer those questions about anything. I don't care. Okay. And so also very excited to announce that we're going to be launching the Vision Impact Network. And so guys, if you want to have your own show, if you would like to be a part of our network, E360 TV has more than 1.5 million viewers and downloads every single month. And so this is a huge opportunity, huge platform, and we're just continuing to expand. So if you're interested in learning how you can be on the network, darling, all you have to do is go and submit your information right here. This is the website. You're going to go to info.thevision.impactshow.com, info.thevision.impactshow.com. Okay, that's what you're gonna do. The next thing that I wanted to say as we get ready to close out today, because I just got a ton of stuff. I would go all the way until the end, but we got I'm looking back here like all the stuff we got to do by this Friday. Y'all, Friday is going to be a whole movie, okay? Folks are bringing their black tie outfits. By the way, y'all do know that black tie does not mean all black. The color is not black, like black. It's just a black tie attire. I can't tell you how many people said, oh, I thought we were supposed to wear all black. I said, no, black tie. Oh, Lord. It's okay. Everybody gonna look good though. I can't wait. We got our videographer coming in, our photographers coming in. It's going to be we're gonna have a private room for everybody to go do their introduction videos. It's just gonna be a whole situation. The plaques, I told everybody, make sure you want to bring yourself probably, a different bag, another bag for your awards. The plaque itself, though, I'm gonna be quite honest, y'all. The plaque is so big. You can't just put it in any kind of a bag. You're gonna need a nice size bag. This plaque is amazing. We've got big checks that we're giving out, crystal awards, all type of stuff. It's just gonna be an incredible event. So I'm just really looking forward to it. And then right after that, we're preparing to head over to Ghana for the Voices of Change conference. And so Ghana is going to be amazing. All I'm saying is Ghana is going to be amazing. They call it Detti December. Detti December is a whole situation. So we're going out there on Detti December, and then we're going to bring the new year in the motherland. God is so good. Listen, my name is Taurea Vision Avant. It has been a privilege and a pleasure. I hope to see you guys on our next show airing this Sunday. Yep, we'll be airing this Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, you guys have a wonderful and a blessed day. Bye, you guys.